Many successful athletes do this. Before they lift a weight or do their sport, they visualize successfully completing that lift or sport, whatever it is they're doing. Now, this is unbelievably helpful for athletes for the simple reason that if you don't believe that you can do something, you're just not going to do it. If you don't have faith in yourself, in other words, there's no way that you're going to actually accomplish anything. There's nothing you can possibly do that's going to mitigate the fact that you have no confidence in yourself if you don't, in fact, have that confidence. And this is very clear in the gym. If you ever see someone attempt a weight, keyword, but if they're not at least like 75% confident that they're going to get that, there's no way that they're actually going to complete the lift. Now, I don't think you need to be 100% confident, because a lot of times you will go up against something and you're not sure if you can do it. Maybe you need to be 60% sure or something like that. But for the most part, you need to be more on the side of confidence that you can actually do things. I mean, I don't think you can have 100% faith in anything, really. But you do need to be more faithful than not for you to actually be successful in anything. There are some weightlifters that believe in themselves so much that when they actually do fail, this is fascinating, they're in complete shock. There's lifters that have so much confidence that when they fail a lift, you'll watch them and they're faced like they're in actual shock that they failed the lift. That's how much confidence that they brought to that competition. And that's just an amazing thing to see. Some of those are caught on video, and it's just fascinating to watch. And this does point to one drawback of too much positive visualization. It can really cause you to be overconfident to the point where you don't even notice your flaws anymore. You don't even look for weaknesses in your form. Somewhat similarly, positivity can have the same effect. If you're an optimist, if you're too positive, if you're too focused on things in a positive way, it can cause you to be not aware of the negative things. And the negative things can hurt you or kill you in the worst case scenario. So you actually want to be aware of such things. Still, you could argue that, for example, practicing gratitude, which I am a huge proponent of, you could argue that that is an act of positivity. Simply incorporating little reminders in your day-to-day life to be grateful for certain things, that is a very beneficial thing that can really lead you to happiness in life. At the same time, if you spend too much time being grateful, you'll never improve on anything, because, well, why would you improve on anything if you're always grateful for what you have? The reason why, me personally, I like to tell people to be grateful more is because we tend to struggle with that more. We tend to struggle with having gratitude more than we do with having too much gratitude. That's not usually the case. Normally, human beings will, lean towards the side of not being grateful enough. And so that's why it's a good thing to remind yourself of to do daily. But this also raises an interesting paradox, right? Why would you work at all if you're completely at peace with where you are right now? But you also need to improve. You also should improve. And you also need to be at peace with where you are. You need both to accept where you are right now as being okay. You are good enough just the way you are, while also realizing that you could be something else so much more. You could be so much better than you are right now. And that's a paradox that you have to hold. Now, that idea may sound abstract, but it's practiced rather simply. You have a goal. You know where you are. You know where you want to go. In other words, that is the goal, and you make a plan, and then you fully dedicate yourself to that plan while having full faith that the plan is going to work. And along the way, along the journey, you gain something very critical, which is called wisdom. The moral of the story is this: positive visualization and general positivity in day-to-day life, it contributes greatly to happiness, but you don't want to do it so much to the point where you lose sight of your own insufficiencies, your own weaknesses, because you don't want to close yourself off to the potential that something terrible could in fact happen, and something terrible could in fact happen.